resonates, that you say, actually, this is what our team, as a business owner, this is what our team needs and would benefit from having. And then as a small business, the challenge that we have as a small business, and I think most small businesses do, is how are we going to pitch what we have to offer to this talented person that we want to choose to come and work for us.
But Karen, what view do employers tend to take if there is no CV, no qualifications? Are you ever actually going to get to the interview stage?
Well, I think yes, because what we're there to do is to help the candidate put themselves forward in the best possible way. Many of the programmes that we run don't take into account the CV at all. It will be about how the candidate presents themselves through typically an online application process. But even when they get into a face-to-face situation, they're coaching the candidate on how can I stand out? What is it about me? It's traditionally the attitudinal skills and the behavioural skills that the employer will be looking for.
But how do you get the interview? That's the important thing, isn't it? Once you can get yourself in front of somebody, you'll go, oh yes, this is an interesting person.
And that's about getting involved, I think, and you've got to be out there. I mean, the social and digital world now creates many opportunities for candidates to get a foot in the door. And I always say to young people, go and find out about the organisations that you're interested in and become a part of a community if you can. Engage with that organisation, and that will help you understand. And in an application process, then the employer can see that you're connected to the organisation, you have an interest, you may be commenting on that organisation, and that puts you in a very strong position if you're then applying to the organisation.
Maxine, what would you say to someone who is clearly not academic? How would you recommend that they get started?
Well, I was one of those people, much like Michelle. I didn't come out of university or anything like that, but it is about being willing to go and work as hard as you can if somebody gives you an opportunity. And if you don't have a network, and many people don't, it's about finding people with common interests. We all know people. So if your parents or your friends are people that can help you get into the workplace or open that door for you, what are your passions? What are your interests? There are groups of people that share those passions and interests everywhere, online and offline, that are meeting. Expand your network through that. Get to know people through something that you have in common, because most of those people will also be working. They'll be working in places that you would never have thought that you could possibly get your foot in the door. And that's the beginning of a conversation.
So what actually did you do to get your foot right into the door?
Well, when I left school, I went and got a job that within the first week I realised that this was a hideous thing to do, and I couldn't possibly do this for the rest of my life, and then had to work 2 weeks' notice to get out of it, longer than I'd actually worked there. But it was just a case of then looking for opportunities. I actually ended up finding entrepreneurs, small business owners that were just getting started, that wanted people like them, that were energetic, that were prepared to work hard and actually roll their sleeves up and do anything. And that was me, and that's how I got through the door.
Karen, to what extent do you reckon we're missing talent because qualifications are so highly valued these days?
I think that education qualifications play a part, but I think that, as I said earlier, organisations are looking for the attitude and the behaviours, certainly much more when the candidate gets in front of them. So I'm not saying that education is important, but really then it's about demonstrating to the employer that you have something to add, not just to the position now for that organisation, but for the future of that organisation.
Now you had quite a bright idea, Michelle, didn't you? The possibility of doing a kind of X Factor type audition. How would it work?
Yeah, well, obviously the bigger companies they would do it, but smaller companies can do it as well. But they can put it on their website. Someone like HSBC Bank to say, right, we're having an open day, and we just want to see you turn up if you want to work for HSBC. And I'll tell you, if I went into HSBC, I had no qualifications to my name, left school at 15, like a non-starter. I'm written off already. I tell you, if I went to that open day, I would have got that job. And I think it's all about having that right attitude, firing your belly, determination, and standing out from the crowd. And I think we should encourage that as well, because some graduates, yeah, it's amazing that they've got that qualification, that's the ability to learn. But sometimes it's common sense, and you cannot teach common sense.
to make a start, and a lot of young people don't have that. How about it?
I think it's a brilliant idea, and I think there are many organisations that do use that type of approach, live events, to bring candidates together in groups and give them the opportunity to demonstrate their capability. Because you're right, many of them are qualified.
What open days?
Yeah, so whether they're assessment centres, experience days, those sorts of things. On many of our programmes, we do exactly that. It's about giving the candidates the opportunity as much to get to know the organisation and what the opportunities are about, but also to get them to put themselves forward in the best possible way, see how they work in teams and how they can demonstrate the right behaviours.
And Maxine, what's the key to actually being able to sell yourself when you do get that face to face?
I think there's first of all, go in and be confident. Go in and be confident that if they were to convince you to take a job with their organisation, they'd be very lucky to have you. But also, learn what you're good at. Ask your friends, ask your family. You know, there's a lot of people that are non-academic that are very, that I know are very good, have great people skills, because that's where their strengths lie. At school, I think that gets identified as being disruptive or talking too much. But actually, those are great skills. Look at them as positives, not negatives.
Research the company all the way.
Maxine Winston, thank you all very much indeed. That's still to come in today's programme. As Michelle managed to go from the size 22 to 12, what's the psychology behind successful workers? And this here episode 4 of Subterranean Homesick Blues. Just a reminder, if you can't listen to us live at usual time, just after 10, you can always go to the website and do a podcast. And if you'd like to join in the programme, you're always welcome. Tweet us, of course, you can drop us an email. Now, not everyone will take the Michelle route and start up their own business. What makes a good employee? What responsibility does an employer have for making sure the employees both give and get the best? Well, Katerina Rodinger is Head of Volunteering and Employability at the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development, and Professor Julia Birkinshaw teaches at London Business School. Michelle, first, why were you keen to discuss employees and the importance of mentoring and training when you were an employee?
I think, growing up and having businesses and what we've just been speaking about, it's all about confidence and, being lonely out there, and confidence not just about, going into business or working for someone, but also your weight and healthy mind, healthy body equals healthy business, healthy career. So that's why I'm really, really interested in the mentoring part.
And you've actually started a business doing it yourself. I have to say, for some people, it would be quite expensive doing it to 10 people. But I
No, this is for the people that are obviously that they've got, they want to go further. I'm a brand expert and inventor and designer, and I know how to get people in the zone. And we do groups of people, 200 people at a time, where I bring in all my experts from America. Or if they want to go that stage higher, there's different levels they can have time with me on their own. It just depends what they want. But now I'm touring the country. I'm now number one women speaker in the country here, and I'm now touring around the world with a guy called Tony Robbins, who has always inspired me. He's an incredible speaker, incredible guy, to get you in the zone, and anyone can do it.
So, Julian, what are potential employees looking for in your what are they looking for?
So they want a decent salary, but obviously the amount of money is not actually the real point of it. What employees want is they want an opportunity to do something interesting, stimulating, and challenge. They want often enough space to kind of try and figure out how to do things their own way,